Welcome back to the channel USD Coins Coin Collectors and History Lovers. Today we have a truly fascinating topic to dive into, one of the most coveted and overlooked treasures in American numismatics, the 1985 United States one-dime coin, also popularly known as the Liberty Dime. This is a coin that might look unassuming at first glance but is loaded with value, history, and incredible stories that stretch across decades, and that is what we are going to unpack together right now. When most people look at a dime, they see just a small silver coin worth 10 cents, but what if I told you that some of these dimes can be worth a fortune? The 1985 one dime, minted in Philadelphia, is one of those coins that has caught the attention of serious collectors around the world, not only because of its fascinating backstory but also its staggering market value. Today this dime can fetch up to $325,000 at auction if it is in top condition. Now that is not pocket change at all, and that is exactly why we are going to look at this coin up close and go on a deep dive into its incredible history. First, let us talk about its design. The obverse of the 1985 one dime features the graceful profile of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, whose likeness has been on the coin since 1946. The design, created by sculptor John R. Sinek, is a true American classic representing strength, resilience, and the enduring American spirit. On the reverse, you can see a torch surrounded by olive and oak branches, a powerful symbol of peace, victory, and freedom. This is why it is often nicknamed the Liberty Dime, because these motifs evoke the ideals on which America was founded. But it is not just the design that makes this coin so special. What really sets this particular dime apart is its rarity and the peculiar story of its limited production back in 1985. Even though the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia produced millions of dimes that year, very few survived in perfect uncirculated or proof condition, and of those that did, collectors and grading services later discovered a tiny handful that achieved a flawless grade, often certified as MS68 or even higher with full bands. That is what drives the huge market value we see today. Some experts believe fewer than a dozen top examples exist, making this one of the most desirable modern coins in American numismatics. And that is not the end of the story. The 1985 one dime holds a significant place in numismatic history as well. The mid-1980s were an interesting period for U.S. coinage. The mint was embracing more modern minting techniques, including the use of computer-aided design to enhance detail and improve consistency across coins. However, subtle variations in dies along with the wear and tear that happens during the minting process created tiny differences in the coins as they left the presses. This is part of the reason why perfect examples from 1985 are so rare. They had to survive the journey through the mint, the banking system, and years of handling by the public without picking up any dings or scratches. That is what makes finding one in pristine condition like finding a needle in a haystack. When it comes to its value, let us put that into perspective. If you were lucky enough to come across one of these coins in pristine shape today, you could be holding a small fortune in the palm of your hand. Some of these ultra-rare dimes have fetched as much as $325,000 at public auction. That is more than most people make in several years. That is why professional collectors go to such lengths to search coin rolls, visit estate sales, and attend coin shows, hoping to discover one of these elusive gems. And what about the coins that are not perfect? Many 1985 dimes are still only worth face value or a few dollars if they show somewhere, but that is also part of what makes coin collecting so thrilling. You never know when you might stumble across something extraordinary lurking among ordinary pocket change. Even if most coins you see are common, every so often a treasure will appear, and that keeps the hunt alive for collectors everywhere. Let us also talk about what this coin means beyond its market price. The Liberty Dime reminds us of a different era of American history, one defined by pride and progress. It tells a story about the U.S. Mint's commitment to producing beautiful, practical coins that serve a purpose every single day. It is also a testament to the skill of engravers like John Sinek, whose timeless designs continue to circulate and inspire coin lovers around the world. So if you ever have a chance to inspect one of these dimes up close, pay attention to the small details. Look at the sharpness of the torch flame, the strength of the inscriptions, and the crisp edges of Roosevelt's profile. These are the hallmarks of a truly special coin, one that is not just a piece of metal but a miniature work of art frozen in time. And that is exactly why collectors will continue to treasure the 1985 one dime forever. Its value will only grow as more people appreciate its history and rarity. Its story will be told and retold for generations to come, inspiring future collectors to search their change jars one dime at a time, because every dime matters, and who knows, the next one you hold could just be that $325,000 treasure waiting to be found. Thank you so much for watching this deep dive into one of the most fascinating coins in American history, the 1985 5p United States 1 dime or Liberty dime. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on future numismatic stories. Let me know in the comments if you have ever come across a special coin in your collection, and until next time, keep your eyes open and your passion for collecting alive. Today we are going to dive deep into one of the most fascinating coins that collectors and treasure hunters simply cannot stop talking about. That coin is none other than the legendary 2000 D1 dime, also known as the Roosevelt Dime. Get comfortable, because this is going to be one incredible story filled with history, rarity, and some astonishing value that will leave you absolutely amazed. Now let's take a trip back to the year 2000. This was a time when the world was entering a new millennium. The United States economy was strong and the US Mint was producing millions upon millions of coins every single day for everyday circulation. Among those coins was the Roosevelt Dime, minted in Denver, which usually would not cause too much excitement. But this particular 2000 D1 dime is not just your everyday pocket change. It is a coin that became an absolute treasure with a story so intriguing that it truly deserves its own spotlight. First, let's talk about the history of the Roosevelt Dime. Introduced in 1946 to honor the memory of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who led the United States through the Great Depression and World War II, this dime was designed by John Sinnock. Roosevelt was someone who had an incredible impact on America, especially for his role in founding the March of Dimes, so it is only fitting that his image graces this small but significant coin. The Roosevelt dime has been continuously minted ever since, making it one of the most recognizable coins in America. But what sets the 2000 D1 dime apart from all the other dimes in your change jar is its rarity and astonishing value. Imagine this: a tiny 10-cent coin with a current market value of a jaw-dropping $125,000. That is right, $125,000 for a coin that was originally only worth 10 cents. So what happened here? Why is this particular dime so valuable? The answer lies in its rarity, condition, and a handful of extremely special minting errors that are so rare they can turn an ordinary coin into a numismatic masterpiece. Over the years, most dimes have circulated and picked up wear and tear that makes them fairly common and not too valuable to collectors. However, this 2000 D1 dime is different. It is a top-grade coin that was perfectly preserved, its surfaces shining like new, as though it had never been touched by human hands. More importantly, this dime was produced under very rare circumstances at the Denver Mint. Perhaps a die was overused, a tiny imperfection went unnoticed, or a unique strike happened at exactly the right moment. These tiny differences and rare anomalies are what separate a normal coin from one that can sell for six figures. That is why top collectors across the globe have been chasing this dime for years, hoping to one day add this small silver treasure to their collection. But let's also appreciate the broader historical context. The year 2000 was a huge milestone for America. The nation was stepping into the 21st century full of promise and progress, and this dime carries that spirit. The Denver Mint struck millions of these coins as part of America's regular circulating coinage, and they have been a part of daily transactions for decades. But very few survived in pristine condition, and even fewer have that remarkable combination of error and beauty that can send collectors into a bidding frenzy. And what about the money in circulation? Even though millions of dimes were produced that year, most have been lost to time, tucked away in piggy banks, spent in stores, or left unnoticed in coin jars. That is what adds to the mystique of this particular dime. The overwhelming majority of people had these coins pass right through their hands without ever realizing they were handling a tiny treasure that could one day be worth an absolute fortune. That is the thrill of coin collecting. Sometimes treasure is hidden in plain sight. As of today, the estimated current market value of this pristine, perfect 2000 D1 dime is a staggering $125,000. That is not a typo. $125,000 for a coin smaller than your thumbnail. Serious collectors around the world are on the lookout for this dime, knowing that owning it is like owning a small part of American numismatic history. Every auction that features a high-grade example of this coin becomes a major event, drawing attention from top collectors, dealers, and investors alike. When a coin like this hits the market, it often sets off an exciting chase, with bids climbing higher and higher. The historical significance combined with its rarity make this coin so much more than its face value. It is a true numismatic star and a must-have for serious collectors. And with the interest in coin collecting continuing to grow, especially as people realize that coins can also be a solid investment, the 2000 D1 dime will probably appreciate even more over the coming years. So if you happen to come across a 2000 D dime, hold on to it and examine it carefully. Could it be one of the extremely rare error coins that numismatists dream about? Even if it is not a perfect high-grade specimen, you never know what might come of a tiny discovery in your pocket. Every coin tells a story, and this one is a story of American history, craftsmanship, and the fascinating world of coin collecting, where a small silver disc can make someone's fortune, and that is the incredible story behind the 2000 D1 dime, the Roosevelt dime that went from a mere 10 cents to an astonishing $125,000. Let me know in the comments if you have ever come across one of these coins, or if you are a collector looking to hunt one down. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing stories about coins, treasures, and history. Until next time, keep your eyes peeled and happy hunting.